There's something we all use every single day. Doesn't matter if you're negotiating a raise at work or just deciding what's for dinner, it's this force that shapes everything, from playgrounds all the way up to parliaments. But we almost never stop to ask what it really is. Yeah, we're talking about power.
So let's actually think about that for a second. When you hear the word power, what's the first thing that jumps into your mind? Is it a CEO in a boardroom, a four-star general, or could it be something much closer to home? Maybe something you're using without even realizing it.
Well, it turns out thinking of power as just one single thing is kind of where we get stuck. A much better way to see it is as a ladder with 5 very distinct rungs. Each rung represents a totally different kind of power, building on the one right below it and becoming more abstract and way more potent as we climb.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to climb this ladder together. We'll start with the power you hold in your own 2 hands. Then move to the power you borrow and the power you earn. After that, things get really interesting with the invisible power of systems. And at the very top, the ultimate power, the power of belief. So let's start at the very bottom, shall we?
All right, so that brings us to level 1, direct power. This is the one we all get, right? It's the most intuitive, the most primal form of power. It's the kind that lives completely inside of you.
Think of this as power in its absolute purest form. It's all about your own raw capability. You don't need any permission slips, no fancy titles. It's just your ability to take what you want to do and translate it directly into action in the real world. I mean, just think about it. A carpenter who's mastered their skills can build a beautiful table without asking anyone for permission. Or a really charismatic person can walk into a room and just instantly have everyone's attention. And of course, having cold hard cash in your pocket, well, that gives you the direct power to buy what you need right here, right now. It's pure, unmediated ability.
And right here, we see the fundamental trade-off. The strength of this power is that it's immediate, it's personal, but its fatal weakness, it's trapped inside you. The second you walk out of the room, poof, it's gone. You can only be in one place at a time, and your energy is limited. This kind of power just does not scale. So what if you could multiply your reach?
Well, to do that, we have to climb to the next rung. This is where we see level 2, positional power. This is where you stop relying only on yourself, and you start borrowing authority from some larger institution.
Now here's the key idea to get your head around. This power isn't really yours. You're just renting it. The authority actually belongs to the position, the corner office, the judge's bench, the captain's chair. You just happen to be the one occupying it for a little while.
The manager's title means employees listen, not because of who the manager is as a person, necessarily, but because of the title itself. A police officer holds up a hand in traffic stops. Why? Because of the badge. If you strip away the uniform, the gavel, the job title, that obedience just vanishes right along with it.
Positional power is an incredible amplifier. A single manager can direct a whole team of 50 people, but it's also incredibly fragile. The same system that gave you that power can snatch it away in a heartbeat. You get fired, you retire, you get demoted, and poof, it's gone. And you realize the respect wasn't for you, it was for the chair you were sitting in.
That fragility brings us to the 3rd rung on our ladder, a form of power that is way more durable, because this kind is given to you voluntarily. Welcome to level 3, relational power.
Okay, so this is totally different from positional power because it's not assigned to you. You have to earn it. This is the influence you build through your social networks, your alliances, and your reputation. People follow you not because they have to, but because they want to, because they trust you. This kind of power is built up over time, one interaction at a time. Every time you keep a promise, or you offer great advice, or you just show up for somebody, you're basically making a deposit in the bank. This is how you build a network of people who actually value your opinion and will go to bat for you. Your reputation walks into the room before you do.
The absolute best part about this power is yours. It moves with you. If you lose your job, you don't lose your friends or the trust you've spent years building. But, and it's a big but, it requires constant care and feeding. Relationships fade if you don't pay attention to them, and trust can be broken in an instant. It's strong, for sure, but it still depends on you.
But everything we've talked about so far, it requires you to be there, actively doing something. So what if power could work for you even when you weren't there? What if it could just run on autopilot? That's the huge leap we take on this next rung. Welcome to level 4, structural power.
This is a total game changer. At this level, you're not actively trying to influence any one person. The power is baked right into the architecture of society itself. The laws, the economic structures, the institutions. The whole system is set up to automatically produce advantages for some people and disadvantages for others.
Let's just break this down. In law, think about zoning codes. They can automatically keep affordable housing out of wealthy neighborhoods without anyone ever having to say so. In finance, credit scoring systems make it way easier for people who already have money to get more of it. And in technology, my goodness, algorithms are deciding what you see online, literally curating your reality without you ever knowing it's happening. The system does all the work, quietly and constantly.
But here's the thing. Even a system can be changed, right? The rules can be rewritten. And that brings us to the final, highest rung on the ladder, the power that gets to shape the rules themselves. This is level 5, ideological power.
This is the most profound level of power there is. Ideological power isn't about controlling what people do. It's about controlling what they think, their core beliefs about how the world works and how it should work. This kind of power operates through these huge, sweeping narratives. Think about religion, which shapes the morality of billions of people, or patriotism, which convinces people to die for lines drawn on a map. These ideologies get so deeply embedded in a culture that they just feel like common sense, not like a point of view that you can question.
And this is the masterstroke. When an ideology really takes hold, people start to enforce it on themselves and on each other. They'll defend the system, even if it's not working for them, because they believe it's the only true or right or natural way for things to be. Questioning it feels like you're crazy. The power becomes completely invisible.
So, let's just take a quick look back at our climb up the ladder. We started with the fleeting, personal scale of direct power. Then we borrowed that fragile organizational power at the positional level. We earned the more durable, community-wide relational power. Then we scaled all the way up to the durable, societal power of structures. And finally, we reached the immortal, generational power of ideology, the power to actually shape reality itself.
And that brings us to our final thought. This isn't just some abstract theory, right? This ladder is all around us, all the time. It defines our jobs, our communities, our entire societies. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you can see the different rungs, which ones are you standing on? And maybe more importantly, which ones are shaping the world you live in?